good morning, you too. How we doing this morning? Loving life and getting through life, dealing with the drama of reality. Doesn't reality suck? Yes, 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 yes. But we're dealing with it. I'm back on the road, but I'm gonna have to call the company and have them get me through our yard, and because if I put this truck in another yard, I'm gonna be stuck there, and I'm gonna see if they can give me a loaner and so I can keep on going. I got bills to pay. You know what I'm saying? Good morning, Mike. How you doing, buddy? Trying to figure all this mess out. But you know how it is. Let's go ahead and get started. I was reminded when I did the title of this when I did the title of the conversation we're gonna have today. I was reminded of what happened, you know, when we would live, not when we live where we live right now. The alarm had went off, and man, you with your hot beans, dude. The alarm had went off, and I was woken out of a dead sleep, and I was like, what's going on? What happened? What's going on? And the alarm going crazy. I'm still disoriented, and the baby is like, my wife was like, it's the alarm, and I'm like, I was like, what do we do? What do we do? I'm yelling, and she goes, "We got a man. Do something." And at that point, I ain't had nothing. So I'm like, when she said, "You're the man, do something," I was like, so what? I'm the man. And so I grabbed a flashlight. I don't know if I had anything or whatever, or my kung fu stance with the kung fu grip, and I'll make my way downstairs, trying to be like Batman and trying to figure out what the f is going on, and I'm looking around, jumping around, around corners, trying to figure what the hell. And she turned the alarm off, and it turns out it was the log in the fireplace. 'Cause the fireplace was still hot, and it fell over, and the movement set off the motion detector and caused the alarm to go off. We can laugh about it now, but simple mistakes like that could have got somebody killed. It's only me and the wife, but and if I'd had what I have now, I would have unloaded on the fireplace. You see what I'm saying? I would I would have I would have dropped the clip in the fireplace. The problem I see that's going on in the United States is, yeah, we land of the free, home of the brave, and we think that we have the ability to protect without any training. Well, what do I mean by that? And I'm not talking ex-military guys, ex-combat vets. I'm talking about combat vets. I'm talking about people that actually been shot at before. Those guys have training that will never leave them, period. They just, suppress it. They just put it down. They cover it up with flowers and daisies, but it's still there. The problem I have is you've got too many knuckleheads that believe that that it's okay to just, I'm going to try to be polite about this. They think it's okay to be willy nilly with a firearm. Life is too short. And with a firearm, you can end someone's life real quick. And I understand you're protecting your family, yada, yada, yada. I know that. But you got to understand the repercussions of a normal person. I'm not talking about a sociopath that does not care. I'm talking about a normal, God fearing person. When you empty a clip into someone, you've just ended their life. I know I'm not lying when the Bible says, "Thou shalt not kill." You know what I'm saying? I know it. I know it says that. And I am, and no, and trust me, I'm not a pacifist. I don't want to hurt nobody. But we've got a lot of nut jobs that are roaming around here in the United States that have no concern for protection, for anything. They will unload a clip in you. Just give them one dumb behind reason. Case in point, and I don't know what the young man's name was, but this young man was told, I don't know the full story. I just glanced at it, to go pick up his brothers at such and such address. Well, he gets and finds such and such address, like I think it was Smith Street. Well, the young man, because he's a young man, he goes to Smith Place or something like that and knocks on the door because he's going to pick up his younger brothers. No one answers. Then he knocks on the door again. An old man comes to the door, opens the door, and unloads through the screen and shoots the kid. And literally shoots the kid. The kid is putting his hands up to block it and shoots the kid. I didn't think he shoots him in the hand on the arm for blocking him, and then shoots the kid. And this is the typical thing that happens. I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and lie because this is for entertainment purposes only. I am not a news reporter. I am not. So do not quote what I'm saying. He shoots the kid, and the kid survives. And as usual, and as per fucking usual, they start going into the kid's background to see if he was a thug or whatever. Now, I understand if the kid knocked on the door and they kicked the door in, yeah, fucking blow his damn head off. But this poor kid was looking for his brothers. And if you were so freaking afraid, why the F did you open the door? You could have yelled out with your gun in your hand, "Go away. Whoever you are, go away. I have a gun. Go away." If I'd have heard that, I'd have ran off. But some people want to have one freaking reason. Not even one full reason, one minuscule reason to unload and hurt someone. And as always, and it just says the same as the sorry behind cops. And I'm not saying all cops are sorry, so don't even go there because you are the trained professional. Just like I am the trained professional at driving this truck. You are the trained professional as a cop. Oh, I was afraid for my life. You lying behind. You sorry behind. I was afraid for my life. And that's what this guy's probably, that's probably going to be his MO. I was afraid. I was afraid for my life. So I'm going to come in and start shooting. The problem with that is there's specific laws. I remember someone telling me you can't shoot a guy. If the guy's running away, you got to let him run away. You know what I'm saying? You have to let him get away. You can't shoot him in the back. You know, if you're going to own a gun, if you're going to be a registered gun owner, get some training. If you're a nut job, all of these stupid politicians, it's okay. You could literally, I remember Charles telling me this, you could literally be you could literally be on the no-fly list that you can't even get on a plane, but you can go to Florida and buy a gun. Guys, let's make this make sense. You could literally be in Florida and buy a gun. I just don't understand. And see, this is the thing with us stupid Americans. We think we have all these rights, the right this, the right that. Yeah, you got them for wherever that suits that politician. That's it. And then black folks, we think we got the same rights as the white folks. You know, I can carry, I'll open carry, I can carry a gun. Yeah, you get your behind shot with a quickness, with a freaking quickness. They'll see you with the gun and start shooting. You walking around with a gun holster. I remember, you know, my brother did that. I mean, he didn't even conceal it. You could see it on his side with a baggy T-shirt. I'm like, man, you're gonna get your head blown off. And that's the question. Are we turning it into the wild, wild west over here in the United States? You see these videos and I see them on TikTok and every once in a while, I don't every once in a while on YouTube, and they show these young kids, young babies, teenagers, haven't even lived their life. They're walking, you can see them walking, they pulls out a Tech Nine. It looks like Tech Nines at half the time. Those are the guns that freeze, that you know freeze up and lock up and jam. The cheapest guns known to man, and they're unloading clips into cars and having shootouts and hands over the car and just shooting in any direction. People running for their damn lives. You know, not giving a flying rat's patootie. I'm being trying to be polite here. Are we turning into the wild, wild west? There was a there was I don't know. I think they were, they weren't. I don't think they're African American. These two I believe they were cheerleaders. They were coming. They were coming. out of cheerleading practice or something, and they were walking in the parking lot, and they got in the wrong car. Because you know how teenagers are, they talk blah, 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 talking, and got in the wrong car, and that person in the car shot them at point blank range. Now, depending on the caliber of that gun, I don't know if them kids are still alive, but shot them at point blank range. Well, first of all, and it's just me. This is my opinion. You know, you, just thinking about that. You know, my car, when I put it in park, my pickup truck, when I put it in park, it automatically opens the door. Well, I'm gonna see if I can reset that. Charles, tell me there's a way to reset that. I have an older vehicle, so it might be a little harder. But I'm going to either reset that or get myself into the habit of locking my door when if I'm sitting in a parking lot or if I'm sitting somewhere. Get in the habit of locking my door. I always am aware of my surroundings, but you see what I'm saying? We have to be aware of our surroundings because it could have been an honest mistake. I'll give you an honest mistake. I'll actually give you an honest mistake. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna get out of this. I'm gonna get out of this place here. Let's see if I can find it. Let's see. There we go. Now, this was an honest mistake. I actually walked into a truck stop. It's called Love's. Most Love's truck stops, 99.9% of them, the men's room, when you're walking in there, is on the right hand side. Not the left, but the right. When you walk down the hallway, it's on the right hand side. So I automatically assumed this was a normal Love's truck stop. I ran into that room and I had to go bad. It was doing number two. So I'm blowing the bathroom. I jump in the I'm blowing the bathroom up. And you know how normally you hear people in there, and I heard a lady, a lady was there, a lady came in that bathroom, and a guy came in behind her. He says, "Oh, excuse me," and he goes, "Oh my God, I'm sorry. This is the woman's bathroom." She said, "Yes, this is the woman's bathroom," and I'm on the toilet dropping a big load. And I go, "Oh shit! Oh God, I'm sorry." And I didn't even wipe my behind. I got up, pulled my pants up, and took off. I didn't even go in the men's room. I jumped in the truck and took off. I was so embarrassed. And what I'm saying when I say that, that was an honest mistake. And you're dealing with teenagers, an honest mistake that they probably got, opened the door and got in, got into the car. And this guy opened the clip. I don't know if it's a guy, or woman, or whatever, point blank range. Could you imagine? Literally, could you imagine? That, just even bringing that up, and I'm not trying to be funny, that's horrifying. It's literally horrifying that someone would do such a thing. to and even to a child. Even though some of these kids, with some people, hey, they deserve. They don't. You're not judge. This isn't the movie Judge Dredd. You're not judge, jury, and convictor. You know what I'm saying? And you carrying that gun, I don't know. And again, I'm not a bleeding liberal and all this other whatever you want to say or whatever. But I'm saying, could you imagine? You're a parent. I'm going to pick up my two teenage girls from cheerleading squad, and I hear gun going off, and it wound up it, and they got in the wrong car because they thought it was, I had a Toyota Camry, and they seen another Toyota Camry and got in now. Oh my God, you know, we have, um, you know, these poor young teenagers. I remember seeing a video, and I don't remember when that happened. There was a young kid who came into a school with a shotgun and started shooting. And the I think it was a gym teacher or something convinced him to put the gun down. And I believe he took it from the kid. And you know the poor kid is hurting, and you know what I mean. And what I don't know what I'm trying to get at with that one, but watch who you bully. When you bully somebody, even when they're younger, it stays with them for the rest of their lives. We think it's funny, ha ha, you're the weirdo, ha ha. It stays with that poor person for the rest of their godforsaken lives. That hurt, that pain. And then they go home and they see it's easily accessible. Daddy doesn't have a gun lock on his guns. I can easily get to him. Daddy doesn't have a safe that secures, his guns that I know how to use because, of yada yada yada. I went to the gun range once, so I know how to put a clip in there, and that's it. These poor kids are hurting, and nobody is saying anything or helping. You know what I'm saying? We're just freeing up more guns. You don't need a permit. You don't need this. You don't need a background check. I could be, you know, an an axe murderer, and I can get anything with any amount of money. You see these daggone people, living in a double wide trailer in squalor, but they have over 50 to $100,000 worth of military grade equipment, and they say, "Well, I need to go hunting. It's my right." I'm talking some big guns. You know, I believe we done lost our daggone mind. I remember, no, and no, I looked at I got a new neighbor now, and I think he's got a teenage kid. I'm gonna have to talk with them when I get back, 'cause I keep on spotting somebody walking across my daggone lawn, and I don't like that. Now, I'm not gonna do what I'm about to talk about the next nut job. This next nut job was, um, you know, I guess a little girl was playing basketball, A little girl was playing freaking basketball, guys, and she the ball rolled into the neighbor's yard, and the neighbor girl went to get the ball, which is that happens. Girl went to get the ball, and the neighbor started shooting at the kid. So the father runs. He's running, trying to get the guy to stop shooting at his kid, and waves him up, and then he starts shooting at the father. I thought some people I know are crazy, but it got me thinking. You know, to have certain things in certain areas of my home that I can easily access to defend my family. And again, I don't want to hurt nobody. You know what I'm saying? But these people are crazy. You got to realize, you know, having a gun. It's just having a gun. There's more responsibility than just to have own a pistol or a shotgun or a rifle or semi-automatic or fully automatic. You know, fully automatic thing. See, because you can say, yeah, I got a gun. I'm gonna protect my household. But it's gonna be just like I said in the beginning of that. The alarm's going off. I'm waking out of a dead sleep. It takes me 30 minutes to an hour to wake up and be in my senses. And then you want me to protect the house. And I have military training, but I don't have combat military training. Like when you had combat military training, you could be had 30 minutes to sleep and been up for 48 damn hours, and Charlie's coming over the hill, and you know who to pick off and blah blah blah. Or as my buddy would say, down range, who's coming up down range. You don't have the military training to have your wits about you, even though you're tired and but you know who to lock in on, and you just start shooting willy nilly, and then wonder somebody that came in the house and it was your your father or your uncle or whatever that you gave them a spare key to, just in case if it was an emergency or something. You don't know that certain guns have a recoil because everybody thinks you grab that gun, you point straight ahead, you hit the target. Wrong. You grab that gun, point straight ahead, and when depending on how far away they are, depending on which way the wind is blowing and how far that bullet drops, or the recoil, because you bought the cheapest gun known to man, and the recoil then made the bullet go up, and your hand ricochets up. Because you have no military training. You don't know what the F you're freaking doing, but you say, I got the right to own a gun. So you're going to pull out your gun and you start shooting at the bad guy, but that recoil causes you to hit Sister So-and-so that was running the other way, to the right. Because sometimes it'll pull to the right, pull to the left, and you don't grab that dang on thing the right way. But I got the right to own a gun. Do you see what I'm saying? These people have the idiotic notion, and some people uh, literally off the deep end owning guns. I own guns, but I promise you, I really don't want to take them out of the house. I first bought my guns because I that was one of the things in the horrific situation I was in years ago that I was in. I would love to go to the gun range and get out my frustrations. And and then bullets started getting more and more expensive, and I stopped doing it. I even owned an AK-47, 7.62 rounds, 230 round clips. At one point, I had 1,000 rounds. 7.62 cut you in half with stopping engine. 50 cal would blow a hole through it, but it would stop an engine. I sold my AK-47. Not sold it. I just pawned it for my son to get an Xbox, and never went back. I sold my 9 millimeter. No, I went to the pawn shop and got food for the family to eat. Never went back. Do you see what I'm saying? It doesn't mean nothing to me. But the thing is, I know I got an attitude. Yes, I'm a nice person, but I know I got an attitude. I know that at this point in time, right now, I don't have right now. Now later on, I might have it, but I don't have it right now. So even if I wind up shooting somebody later on in life, and they come back to this day and moment and say, "Well, did he said it here, Your Honor?" Well, I don't have that training right now to be smooth enough to have a a gun holster under my shirt and walking in public and know when to use it and when not to. A life threatening situation. Because guess what? I'm a bigger chicken than you. I'd probably grab the gun and throw it at the guy and run. Because I don't have that training that is needed to get out there and be able to protect with a calm, literally like a calm sociopathic whatever. Take them out, and I kind of know somebody like that, but I ain't gonna say who it is. That would take a deep breath and take you out without hesitation if you're coming or you're shooting up the place or doing whatever, because the emotions and everything that has to do with that, I don't have that, and I accept that, and I know that. That's why I'm like, hey, well, why don't you get a permit? Nope, I don't need one. If I pull that gun out, that is the last. I mean, I say it's the honest to God last resort for me. That's just my opinion. It's the last resort. It's not the first resort. Don't get me wrong. I talk a lot of shit, but there's a difference between talking a lot of shit and commencing to do a lot of shit. Do you see? You guys see what I'm saying? There's a big difference of talking a lot of crap and actually doing it. It's just like that comedian, that Bernie Mac said, yeah, we talk a lot, we talk a lot of stuff, blah, 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 when we don't mean nothing by it. That's like I'm peacocking to say, hey, back the fuck off. But I ain't really gonna grab my gun or whatever. But now my father would. And actually, he was holding my guns. I got one that probably got some. No, I ain't gonna say that on here. No, I gotta learn. I gotta learn. I heard Charles yelling in my ear. My father would. My father shoot. He that's probably where I get it from. Shoot first, ask questions later, and then and you don't know the law. You can't do that. You shoot first, and you're gonna have a butt buddy later in jail because you ain't getting out. That's we don't think about these things. We don't think about the damage that is getting caused. The politicians, oh, we're gonna free up the gun laws, the land of the free, home of the brave, because they want the psychopaths to vote for them. They want the nut jobs to vote for them. I remember, this is Can't Stop Walking, But Love Moving and Cruising. Before I had the Husqvarna. Thank God my wife is wonderful, love her to death. She bought me a $400 driving lawnmower. It was something simple. Now I know it's simple. I could have just took I could have bought a jack, lifted the lawnmower up, dropped the blades, dropped the blade housing, and put the belt back on. But I didn't know, and I let some guy come pick up my lawnmowers, all of them, and he never came back. I wanted to get my gun and put a hot one in his ass. But was it worth it? No. I still have his number. I still have the guy's number. Or did I delete it? I don't know. It's stolen. I put stolen lawnmower guy because I know it's long gone. But I wanted to put a hot one in him. But I was just peacocking. I'm just saying that I ain't want to shoot nobody because shooting, that's the end. That's the end result. They dead. I ain't got no right to be ending nobody's life. That's just my opinion. Now, if it's the last resort and you're coming at me and I'm defending my wife or whatever, or my child, I'm gonna have to take you out. Even if it's by myself, I might jump out the window and be running down the street yelling like a bitch because I don't want to hurt you. But these people out here, you got to tell your kids, you got to tell your grandkids, you got to tell your friends, be aware of your surroundings. These people are crazy. Now I understand you're old and you're 90 or whatever. But guess what? Everybody in the neighborhood would know, hey, bro, don't, if somebody will, hey, get away from that door. That guy's crazy. You know what I mean? Get away from that door. Or teach your kids, bro, son, use GPS. Call them. Don't knock on doors. I'm coming to pick you up. Call them. Come outside. Because I'm not just knocking on doors willy-nilly anymore. Know your parents' vehicles. Know my vehicle. I know my vehicle. I can spot my vehicle if there was 4 or 5 ambulances in the air. I know my car because I'm looking for distinctive things on the car. Know your surroundings because people are freaking crazy. They want any reason to shoot you, to show the world, well, I shot a ninja. Because the world is broadcasting that all of us are evil. All of us are, want to harm everybody, everybody else. Don't be a part of that. We always hear that snitches get stitches. No, fuck that. If I see you stealing something, I'm calling cops. It was that motherfucker right there. Because we worrying worrying about, yeah, the white people coming in, gentrification. They're making, they're making this hellhole look decent when we should have been doing it our damn selves. We should have been doing it our dang selves, ourselves. You got crap all in your yard and whatnot, but then the neighbor moves in, the neighbor moves in and they're white. Then guess what they call? They call code enforcement. Make you cut your damn lawn. Make you clean up your yard. Oh, but they gentrifying the place. No, they want the place to look decent. They want people to act decent. But we don't want to act decent. We want to act the fool. And I think, where was that? Something that they just, Walmart was closing, and did they not break in there and steal every damn thing? And laughing, you dumb idiot. You live in that neighborhood and you did that mess. I bet you your neighbor's gonna be a desert from now on. Ain't nobody moving in there. Ain't no other store moving in there. Because we ain't got no damn sense. Think about it. We ain't got no sense. We killing people because you got a certain color on. Y'all know I wear bandanas. I wear a bandana because for some reason, if my head gets cold, I get violently ill. It's the only thing that I can fit on my big fat head. Ain't that something? I know it's stupid, but it is what it is. It is what it is. This ain't usually what I talk about, but it's we there's got to be some type of common ground. You got to have these gun owners got to have rights, but some of these gun owners don't need to be gun owners. I think in there's more guns owned in the United States. I think that you could give. Someone said that, I don't know, that we got more guns in the United States. I don't know what the statistics are, but it's something like that. It's freaking ridiculous. It's unbelievably ridiculous. I have a, I have a, I don't like to talk about what I have. I have something that I'm scared to use, but I need to go get trained on it, just in case if I have to use it. It's been sitting in the box for, I think, I have a clip ready to load it, just for anybody who's listening. I haven't even used it. Don't plan to use it, actually. Don't plan to use it, and I'm okay with that. But you're it's like you're looking for trouble. You had a gun in your car, and these two cheerleaders, teeny boppers, hey, probably talk about Mikey and looking at YouTube, or taking pictures on Instagram, and you get in the car and they get shot. I could imagine what these poor parents are feeling. I could freaking imagine. You know what I'm saying? That has got to be the scariest thing I've ever seen. You know, these people on Fox News people are trying to deny these preschoolers and these little schools, and the kids getting shot up, and You're trying to deny that that happened. You know, something's wrong with this picture, guys. Something is definitely wrong with this picture. We have people just, running around willy nilly. You know, what was that? I think it was like Michigan or something like that, where these gun toting people, went up to the Capitol and and protested, and then they later on found out that they were trying to kidnap the governor because she was a Democrat, because they disagreed with a certain thing. Ah, I don't get it. Make it make sense. Make it literally. Let's help me out here. Make it make sense. I remember back in the day, it was like, look, I got a problem with you. We throw the fists up and we fight. You lose, you lose. That's it. It's over. Now it's guns. And it's not like y'all go out in the woods and fight. No, it's you come up to the gas station. I caught you at the gas station. They start shooting through the window. You know what I'm saying? They start shooting through the window. You know you're in a bad area when you come into the gas station and around the register is bulletproof window. Think about it. You coming through and it's bulletproof windows. They've got certain areas. I think it's in Philadelphia or Pennsylvania, somewhere in Pennsylvania. They literally have armed guards. It's their whole job is to protect like this gas station because people have been doing all kind of crap and everybody mad. But then you don't see that in certain areas. We live where we live. It's just a few miles away. It's a all Korean area, all Korean. You don't see no problem there. You know why? Because every couple of blocks you'll see a cop car sitting somewhere. You see a cop car sitting somewhere. I don't have any answers. I'm not saying that we need to toughen the laws. Our laws suck as it is. It's not equal. I can't just walk around with a gun holster on my belt as a black man. The cop will come shoot me in the back. There was a kid playing with a toy gun up there in Ohio. Cops pulled up and shot him. I mean, and I remember going to, I remember going to a. This is about like literally, it was a little about 8 years ago, 8, 9 years ago, right before I met Norma. And I remember going into to a gun range, and at the time, this he was a gunsmith, and he sold single shot 50 caliber rifles that he made. He literally made the damn thing. And technically, and I moved. That's why I get right around the beginning of Google. I googled it. There's only certain areas that you can shoot that thing because that bullet will travel so freaking far. It will travel so far. and all the damage that you can do. You get hit by 50 caliber, you done. You're literally done. That's that's the scary world we live in right now. It's the scary world we are living in, guys. I just don't know. You know, you know, it's you know, you really want to leave your child, your family, everybody better than what you've been, but it seems like we're leaving a world that's worse off than where we're at. You know what I mean? It's getting scary out here. Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if they start bringing back hanging. You know, you know, I don't know, bro. I don't know. You know, I brought this up because I'm seeing, and a lot of the things that was sent to me was about these situations. And yeah, you should know, you should be looking. If I'm waiting for someone, I'm not just willy nilly sitting in my car. I'm checking my mirrors, see if anybody's coming up behind me or whatever. And in certain areas, I got the car running. If you come up on me, I'm pulling off. Do you see what I'm saying? You come up on me, I'm pulling the heck off. It's so funny, buddy of mine was telling me about, he was in a certain area with his truck and with the windows rolled down, and the two young cats came up on him and said, "Yo, pops, might not be around. You don't want to be around here with you know, with your the stuff rolled down." And I'm paraphrasing. I'm gonna tell you exactly what he said because he said, "Nah, I'm good. They don't want to meet the sisters." What do you mean? What do you mean the sisters? They don't want to meet Smith and Wesson because he carries the holsters that double holsters with two guns under his arm, but he's an ex-combat vet. You know what I'm saying? He goes into a restaurant and his back can't be towards the door. I understand. His eyes are always open. He has to be the last one. We be out in public, and he's normally has to be the last one, and he even has his son trained that way. Yeah, we walking in the woods, and the son was behind me, following up, and I understand. You know, you have to if you're gonna own a gun, get some training. There's a woman that's in our YouTube streets. On our YouTube streets, there's a woman. She's not just no regular woman. This woman ain't no joke. I forgot what her name is, what her YouTube page is, but y'all know she's light skinned. She's actually an instructor, and you could tell she about business because she's calm, cool, and collective. When she talks about I will defend my house, and I'm not saying she said it, but like you could tell I was she what she's saying is I will light you up. I will defend my property. I will defend my whatever. If you want to learn something, follow her channel. I can't remember what the name is. If I can find it, I'll look. But she's real calm, cool, and collective about owning a gun, being prepared, and knowing the laws. Even though you know the laws and you follow the laws, being a black person, that's still probably gonna go against you. Just think about it. Just think about it. It's probably gonna go and be against you. But if you're gonna own a gun, if you're gonna carry a gun, if you got a short temper, don't fucking carry a gun. If you got a short temper, get some counseling. But if you're gonna own a gun, get some training. Have the scenarios. Know the law. Know your surroundings. Don't be an idiot. I remember I was in Vegas one time. I think I wonder I was in Vegas. I don't know if I was married yet, but I went to a movie and I seen a young brother. He had a daggone pistol on his hip in the movie theater, and I really couldn't enjoy the movie. I don't know. They probably got an open carry, blah blah blah. But you got people. As soon as a white person calls the cops and says there's a black man with a gun, not in his holster, but with a gun, walking around, cops are already heightened up and they're ready. They're not ready to shoot. They're ready to kill. So know your surroundings, know your situation, know what the heck is going on. Pray for our country because these people done lost their daggone mind, fellas. They done lost their mind. I'm driving this thing. I got an air leak somewhere. I gotta figure out where the heck it's at. Hopefully it's just this daggone trailer. If it's this trailer, when I drop this load, I'm switching trailers right there. I got to figure out where this leak is coming from, but we'll figure it out. But as you can see, we're getting down the road. Um, I guess instead of me keep on saying we're gonna shut this sucker down early today because I came on early, and I just want to say thank you guys for coming in and coming by. Hey, y'all have a blessed day. Have a good day, and just know if you don't think nobody cares about you, just know I love you and God loves you too. Peace out. I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow.